Abandoned places have a way of clinging to the past. But what happens when the past clings back? This story, my story, isn't about ghosts. It's about an audience that never left. And trust me, they're still watching. In 2022, I was a film student obsessed with forgotten places. So when I heard about the Orpheum Theatre, closed since 1978 after a fire killed 13 people during a play, I had to document it. The locals warned me, don't film the seats. But I laughed it off. The Orpheum was frozen in time. Velvet seats rotted to springs, playbills for The Devil's Masquerade scattered like confetti. I set up my camera, aiming at the stage. That's when I heard it. Applause. Soft, scattered, like a dozen hands clapping underwater. I spun around. The seats were empty. But my camera, the playback showed shadows in the aisles. Tall, thin figures gliding toward the screen. I told myself it was dust. I was wrong. Days later, editing the footage, I noticed them. Figures in the back rows. Not blurry, crisp. Men in moth-eaten suits, women in ashen gowns. Their faces smudged, like someone wiped them off the film. Then, the nightmares. I'd wake to the smell of smoke. My room filled with whispers. You're part of the show now. My laptop glitched constantly. Those figures standing in my kitchen, my hallway, always watching. I burned the footage. But that night, the Orpheum's marquee lit up outside my apartment. The title, Jacob's Final Cut. No one else saw it. That's when I realized they'd followed me home. They got bolder. I'd find seats rearranged in my living room. My reflection in mirrors. Out of sync. And the applause. God, the applause. Growing louder every night. I went back to the Orpheum, desperate. The seats were full. Those faceless shadows now turned toward me. The projector roared to life, screening my life. Moments I'd never filmed. Childhood birthdays. Last week's shower. I ran, but the exit doors led back to the stage. The shadows stood, clapping slowly. One reached for me, its hand peeling off the screen like ink. I woke up in my car, miles away. The theatre was gone. Burned down decades ago, they said. But last night, my TV turned on by itself. The news was playing, and there I was, staring back from the screen. The headline, local filmmaker missing. The shadows sat behind the anchor, clapping. I'm recording this because I think they want you to watch next. So if your screen flickers, if you hear clapping in the dark, don't look, don't scream. Just hope they're not recording you too.